all morning. The Fox 61 Morning News starts now.
And right now at 6 o'clock, the search continues for a man accused of murdering an infant in Naugatuck.
School bus driver issues impacting services in one local city. Why some routes will not be going on as scheduled today.
Also, the Manchester Road Race countdown continues this morning, now just 4 days out from the big race on Thanksgiving morning.
Good Monday morning. Thanks so much for starting off your new day and your new week here with us, America Arias.
And I'm Tim Lammers. Good morning. Happy Monday. We hope you had a good weekend here. Let's get right over to meteorologist Matt Scott to see how this week, a big travel week, is going to be shaping up.
Listen, here's the good news. Long range for the week ahead, I don't see any travel issues. Not here, not there, not anywhere.
Okay.
Where's there?
That said, we're not seeing any heat here, there, or anywhere either. It is a crazy, chilly start to the work week. Traveling, no major issues. Really looking good as we head into the tomorrow and Wednesday, the 48 hours of what could be a nightmare on the roads and the rails in the skies. Here's hoping it's not. Holiday weekend, going to start dry. Won't finish that way. We'll talk about that coming up. 25 degrees. That is it in Hartford. 30 in New Haven. 28 in New Haven. In New London, rather. Look at Meriden, Torrington, Waterbury, Danbury, Willimantic, all in the teens. Thankfully, the winds are fairly light now, but we're looking for a big chunk later on, which is going to keep the temperatures a little on the low side when you factor in the winds. 11 in New Milford and Danbury, 16 Torrington, also in Chester, so 15 in Putnam. So they're struggling out there at the bus stop this morning. Nothing going on around here. We have that breeze out of the northwest now, becomes more southwesterly later on and kicks up. Forecast temperatures still struggling. Getting into the near 40 degrees later on this afternoon. Should be obviously a lot warmer than that. We do see warmer temperatures. Do we see any problems? We'll talk about that in detail coming up. Let's check the roads right now. Speaking of the roads and the rails and all that in between, here's Rachel Piscatelli who's put her traffic hat on this morning.
Hey, good morning. Yes, in for Lauren Zenzi this morning. It is certainly a very chilly start to the morning. Definitely want to use that remote car starter, but overall things are looking smooth out on the roadways. A couple of delays, but otherwise things, no incidents to report, which is what we like to see at 6:02. So we'll take a look at your drive times this morning. A little bit of a delay earlier on the Route 2, Glastonbury to the Founders Bridge. Looks like it's cleared. So you're looking at a 6-minute drive. New Britain out to the Hartford Tunnel. It's about 5 minutes. Over in Fairfield, we're starting to see our delays build on the southbound side of 95. Bridgeport to Fairfield, it's 10 minutes. And Darien to Westport, you're looking at a smooth 7-minute drive on the northbound side of 95. We'll have another update for you coming up at 6:30.
All right, Rachel, thanks so much. And right now we're monitoring a water main break in Newington right now. It's happening at 305 Hartford Avenue. Now, it doesn't seem to be that much of a traffic issue right now. Hopefully it stays that way. These do tend to happen at this time of year when the temperatures dip below freezing. We'll monitor the situation and get you an update when we can. Meantime, police in Naugatuck are still searching for the man accused of killing an 11-month-old child. This happened on Friday.
Yeah, police said Christopher Francisquini is their suspect. They said he was living with the child and the family. Fox 61's Brooke Griffin is live right now in Naugatuck following the latest on this urgent search. Brooke, what can you tell us?
Well, Naugatuck police are expected to give us an update at 10:30 this morning. They are going to hold a press conference here at the police station. But what we know so far is that they have issued a warrant out for the arrest of Christopher Francisquini. They say that that did happen over the weekend, but we are hoping to learn more later this morning, maybe if they have caught him or if they maybe know where he is at this point. Naugatuck police say that they are currently searching for 31-year-old Christopher Francisquini, as you can see on your screen here, for the charges of murder with special circumstance and risk of injury to a minor. They say on Friday he killed an 11-month-old girl in a house on Millville Avenue. Police tell us he was living in the house with the little girl's family, but they haven't mentioned how he knows them. Officers also have not said how she was killed. Francisquini's car was found abandoned, according to Naugatuck police, on the side of I-91 in New Haven. They say that he was later spotted on Friday evening walking on Quinnipiac Avenue as well. Police say that they're working diligently to get Francisquini into custody, but neighbors say that they're very shaken up.
I mean, who does that? I mean, I can't get over it. I have 11 grandchildren, and 6 kids, so I can't wrap my mind around it.
And police have not released any other sighting information from over the weekend, but Naugatuck police are expected to give us that update again on the case at 10:30 this morning. We will, of course, be there, and we will keep you updated on what they say later this morning. But state police are assisting the Naugatuck Police Department in this case, and they say if you happen to see this man or think you may have seen him over the weekend, go ahead and call 911. Do not try to approach him because he is considered dangerous. Live in Naugatuck, Brooke Griffin, Fox 61 News.
Brooke, thanks so much for the update. We will certainly check back throughout the morning. Meantime, the search continues for the person accused of shooting an undercover cop in Waterbury last week. Authorities did arrest the man who was in the car with the alleged shooter. Jason Perez turned himself into police on Wednesday night, and he was in court on Friday. The shooting happened along Chase Parkway near the I-84 on-ramp. A violent crime task force was serving an arrest warrant for someone else wanted on a different shooting. The undercover officer was reportedly followed and then shot while in the car. Again, police are still looking for the alleged shooter.
We are continuing to follow developing news out of Colorado, where a 22-year-old gunman opened fire inside of an LGBTQ nightclub.
The gunman killed 5 people and injured more than 24 others. Many are still in critical condition this morning. We're checking in with Fox 61's Julia LeBlanc. She's getting us an update. Here's the latest here in the studio. Julia, what can you tell us? Just so horrible.
Yeah, it is horrible, Erica. In the aftermath of this shooting, we're learning even more horrible details, but some great details as well about the heroic actions of people inside of Club Q that ended up actually stopping the shooter on Saturday night. Now, the gunman not only had an AR-15, but police say he also had a handgun and more ammunition magazines. Police and city leaders say it was a patron who stopped the shooter, grabbing the handgun from the suspect and then hitting him with it, pinning him down until police arrived. Now, since the shooting, the LGBTQ plus community in Colorado Springs has said they don't feel safe anymore. But now the community is wrapping its arms around them. Vigils are being held across Colorado and across the country. Now, this is all, of course, as 5 families now have to deal with the loss of their loved ones. One woman who lost her son, Daniel Aston, is now sharing his memory with the world. She says Daniel lit up a room and he actually worked at the nightclub.
He moved here 2 years ago, and I can't remember when he started at Club Q, but that was the first job he had, and he loved it. He had, did good, and he did what he loved to do, bartending, and then he got to do, shows, put on shows.
Now, since the shooting, Club Q posted this on Facebook saying, quote, "Club Q is devastated by the senseless attack on our community. Our prayers and thoughts are with all the victims and their families and friends." They go on to say, "We thank the quick reactions of heroic customers that subdued the gunman and ended this hate attack." Now, they did mention those 2 words, hate attack, there. Police have not jumped to that conclusion just yet. They're still looking into the motive behind the shooting. Of course, they'll continue to provide you updates throughout the morning. For now, though, Tim and Erica, we will send it back to you.
All right, Julia, thank you for that report.
Thank you, Julia. And since the tragedy in Colorado Springs, Connecticut's LGBTQ community is showing their support for the victims and for the queer community as a whole. People gathered in Hartford yesterday for the 24th annual Transgender Day of Remembrance ceremony.
With the tragedy that we woke up to this morning with the Colorado shooting, and it's just one more example of how ignorance is just running rampant.
Reverend Aaron Miller says last night's event was also about lifting up the nearly 70 trans people killed across the country in the last year, and that the Colorado Springs incident is just a painful reminder of how dangerous life can be for members of the LGBTQ community.
We're keenly aware of being ourselves authentically for who we are and who we love is at great risk.
Now, the Reverend added that this shooting just reiterates the fact that there's more work to be done to make everyone feel safe and comfortable. Now, he said the best way to do that is by doing it together.
This morning in Middletown, 4 school bus routes won't be running at all. The district said there's not enough school bus drivers. Middletown Public Schools said that Beaman buses 20 and 203, Middletown High Bus 20, and Snow Bus 20 won't be running today. And there's no plan B coming from the school district either. They apologized and said, please make alternative plans for getting your child to and from school. Please keep that in mind if your child is on one of those routes. Yes, once again, we want to show it to you now. Berman Bus 20 and 203, Manchester High Bus 20.
Middletown.
What did I say? Manchester? Thank you. Middletown. Middletown High.
We have the road race on our minds.
Yeah, and also I lived next to Manchester High School for 10 years. I see MHS, I think. It's Middletown High School Bus 20, Snow Bus 20. Again, we'll have more information as it becomes available.